Hey everybody, it's Bus with Battles with Bus number 620. Today we'll be doing battle with the Ranger and backpack battles. And so, continuing on with the old Ranger week here, this is the first week of gameplay after the release of the skills patch, and we're going to be playing with the Ranger bag here. So, let's hit that new game button, see if anything cool turns up, have an exciting little battle here. And so, not a horrible start. Lots of stuff on sale. We can make this shovel here to begin with, which I'm not the hugest fan of with the Ranger, but it's a pretty good deal to get that up and running. Otherwise, I definitely want the wooden buckler. I pretty much make a thorn buckler every single game with the Ranger, and so getting access to it early isn't that bad. Also gives us a little bit of sustain throughout the combat. And so let's pick up the shovel first. Definitely want to add it in. Is this one of these weird boards to where where all the stuff just doesn't fit? I'm pretty certain we can at least get the key components that we're looking for in here. We're not going to be able to fit uh, the short sword in, but this looks pretty decent. Otherwise, we'll add in the garlic. That's good. We might as well pick up the pocket sand on sale, and I think that's where we'll call it a day. I haven't really decided if I prefer these lucky clovers or the pocket sands in this just kind of random filler spot, as we do get the little bit of crit percentage out of the clover. It is kind of nice, but not certain which one is better. It's always noticeable when you just like blast the opponent down from 20 to 0 on the first round because you spiked off a couple of crits, but you don't really notice whenever the hits just miss. And so I don't want to be too biased in there, but it's the way it happens. But all right, good stuff. We have the walrus tusk to make our wooden buckler. That's great. We can turn the wooden sword into the torch. I'm okay with that as well. Probably want to go ahead and pick up this other wooden sword, as I do like going for either a falcon blade or a long sword with the ranger, but I don't want to run into that spot to where we have a bunch of whetstones, but we don't actually have a wooden sword. And so we'll look to pick it up. It's not too big of an expense. It sucks to lose out on the 3 gold right now, but whenever we pivot away, we're only losing 1 gold at the end of the day. And so happily add all of these in. Don't need to go chasing down another bag at this point. I think we've got enough stuff online here. It's whether or not we actually just want to pick up this banana. I think we can live without it. I think we're looking strong enough here. We'll be looking to get rid of this shovel, though. I don't know. It seems like the shovel just loses over and over and over again with the ranger. I might have just been biased by a couple of bad games, but it just never feels like a winning early game weapon, and so I don't like to hold on to it too long. See, here we go, just straight losing, right? That's that's what the shovel does. But I'm sure we'll turn it around real quick. All right, decent looking shop though. We got a bag, that's good. We got a whetstone for the short swords. The banana strong edition here as well. We were running out of stamina in that last round, so that could have been one of the little pain points that we had. But I think we're looking good. Let's get this rearranged a little bit though. See if we can't use the whetstone just a little bit better. There we go. We did it. I hope you believed in me. I knew that we had it in us. So get the clover in, get the pocket sand in. We have a bit of stuff we could sell if we say wanted to pick up the piggy bank, but I think that's a little greedy at this moment. I don't have too much intentions to be using that piggy bank here. All right, so what do we got? Trying to beat down a holy relic. It's tough. It's tough. The poisons are creeping up as well. Seems like it's going to be another loser with the shovel unless we pop off something here quick. It's very deceptive seeing their health shoot down like that, as we do have 12 poisons stacked up at the very end. I feel like we got pretty lucky with that round being a winner. Okay, so how do we want to take a look at these? If you watched our previous video, we went for a markswoman build and then never found a bow. Literally the entirety of the game. We did not have any bows turn up whatsoever, and I still think it's the best option here. It's probably what we should be going for, but that is kind of tickling in my mind a little bit, and it's a build that we just chased after, and so I can see that this is probably the best item here for us. I think I'm going to pivot away from it just for the sake of making things a little bit different. So otherwise, there's the option for the Smelly Wall, which is quite good. The way I look at things like Smelly Wall is it's not something that we're going to carry into the late game, but it is exceptionally good at helping us get to the survival rounds. And so if you want to get in your head, how am I going to approach this game in terms of trying to gain the most LP, we'll probably look to go to survival and then just quit. These builds stacking in a bunch of garlics and trying to take advantage of the Smelly Wall just do not scale well into the late game, but this is quite strong early. Having 2 garlics and picking up an extra 30 armor in one battle is a pretty good deal. And it's not that crazy to think that you can't do 40 or 50 or 60 armor over the course of one battle, right? These activate every 4 seconds or so. So if it's every 3 seconds with other food, you should get 5 activations by the time you hit fatigue with 2. With 2 garlics, that would be 10, and then that would get us up to 50 armor. And so it is fairly powerful in that sense. So I'm going to take the Smelly Wall. I know it's not as exciting as going for the big blast with the markswoman, but I think it's the best one in this situation here. All right, though, some pretty powerful stuff turning up. I think that over the course of the past few days, I've really decided that the Thorn Whip is one of the premier things that you can be doing with the Ranger. We don't have the makings of the big OTK style of builds. We can get a little closer here if we take the wooden sword, pick up this whetstone, make a hero sword, then look towards a falcon blade. But it just seems like the game is presenting it to us right in the face here to just switch over to a Thorn Whip build. And so I think that I'll be okay with that. We'll be looking to make a Thorn Whip and then combine it into the Raven Bloom. We're thinking Legends of Runeterra here. It's not the Raven Bloom Conservatory. Switch it over to the Thorn Bloom, and so that should also tie in reasonably well with the usage of the Smelly Wall, making a build that just goes to the mid game. And so I'm going to sell off the shovel at this point. We'll pick up the Thorn Whip. Always want to pick up these lucky clovers. Getting to 4 clovers here in the early game is quite important with these carrots. Having the carrots then activate up into making the empowered. So we want the carrot as well. And I think I'm just going to go ahead and upgrade this hero sword so we can dump off the torch, pick up the whetstone, and look to upgrade the sword. We are going to be in a bit of a pain point here with bag space. And so I'm not certain. I don't think we have enough to sell here if we want to roll. We have like 3 gold of stuff that we're kind of happy to get rid of between pocket sand number 2, and then the stone. So I think we'll just skip past that for the moment. The big thing here on this round is going to be getting these weapons in. Boop. So there we go. We've got the Thorn Whip in. Got the short sword. Got the whetstone. That looks good. Gonna want to get the garlic thing up and running. It should be giving us more stats than we're gonna get out of using the banana. And then I think that looks good. Go with the clovers here. The carrot doesn't really do anything if we don't have the ability to generate empowereds with it. All right, up against a spear. A little scary, but we can deal big damages now that we've got the Thorn Whip out here. Still got outdone early. Bummer. But all right, let's see what we can get here. Man, just the makings of the Falcon Blade coming in. I don't think we can pass up on the gloves. So let's pick up the gloves. We'll pick up the fanny pack. And then I'd like to find just another bag at this point. This shop is kind of shitty. It's a fairly easy skip here. Don't really want to dabble with gems. And then here we go. Here's a bag for us. And so let's sell off some of these things. Get the bag up and running. I want the speed bag and the gloves to be coming down here and activating on the banana. We're a little up in terms of the stamina we'll use. The 1.5 isn't that bad, but I definitely want to generate the bonus speed on this banana this round. Let's see, I'm also kind of interested if we look to get the garlic in as well. Where's the way to do this? Something like this? There we go. Need the garlic on the other side though. It's got to come together at some point, right? There we go. That's what we were looking to unlock. So we got the gloves on the garlic and on the banana. The smelly wall hitting the garlic, that's good. Okay, I think we're looking fine here. Don't really want any of this other stuff. Poison dagger, not interested in. Definitely don't want a second thorn whip. Let's jump in. We're a little light on the defensives at this point, but it's nothing to really complain about. I think if we just come in and just get blasted out, it is what it is. We're getting at least decent sustain through these rounds. Running up against running up against the Thorn Ripper was a bit of a bummer given our build, but it's okay. All right, so interesting stuff. Another whetstone turns up. I don't think I'm interested in this. It is, you know, we could put the whetstone in and then just be either the next whetstone or the next gloves of haste gives us the way to upgrade for the hero sword. But I'm pretty okay with just being locked in on the idea of making Falcon Blade here. So I'm going to skip over the whetstone. I don't think we really want it. Our items aren't really built to be able to take advantage of a hero longsword, right? We want multiple weapons surrounding the longsword, and we're just not there. So I'm going to skip past that idea. Good stuff here, though. Definitely want the bag. Definitely want to pick up this pineapple. Do we have the means to afford it? I don't want to sell off too much stuff here. It's a bummer. We just haven't really upgraded this round. I think we'll just lock the pineapple and take a roll. There we go. That's some good stuff right there. Getting the gloves of haste coming in for the Falcon Blade. So just gotta figure out how to get that bad boy in here. And probably just make a rotate this way is the easiest way to go about it. And we can still just shift these bags down. And then we have more activations on the original gloves of haste. So let me stop and double check this real quick, right? It does say 2 of 2 on the Falcon Blade. In our previous video, I forgot to combine it. I messed up the combination and didn't get it. And so this is definitely a little bit better. It looks like this would have just been a probably all around better setup in the previous round, getting this carrot between the two foods. I don't know if it would have been enough to push us ahead, but it's definitely better than not doing it. We're just getting domed out here. Just a little bit too light on the defensives. It doesn't help that he was a ranged round against our thorns, but man, just getting crushed out here. All right, so how are we going to go about this? We have everything we need, right? We've got the heroic potion. The pineapple is a good bit of sustain. There's a fanny pack in here as well. The heroic potion is the main important thing to pick up here. We have to get our thorn whip upgraded. We could sell some stuff to pick up a pineapple, but that seems a little bit a little far-fetched to me. So I'm gonna pass on that idea. We just need to come in and get our Falcon Blade up and running here. So let's see. We do something like this. We can get the whip and the Falcon Blade, and then start getting the rest of our foods within these fanny packs. Oh, can't go too crazy like that. Trying to get the absolute maximum we can out of this out of this garlic. It's big time now, right? We only got the one round left. We got to get the big wins out of the garlic, and so hopefully that rearrange there will help enough. Get some big usage out of this banana. Alright, that's it. We're out of stuff in the bags, and so let's hope and dream there, fam. If it doesn't go here, then it's all done. What do we got? A hammer build. A nice way to try and wrap it up. He at least only has one dagger at this point, so it's not like if he spikes his hit in the first round that we're just completely dead. Okay, got that extra heart though. Definitely feeling better about that, right? And so here, going Beastmaster. Again, we're not trying to push into the late game. We're nowhere near a late game build here. And so the Grove Keeper is off limits. We could look towards something like Poison Ivy. It's on sale, which is nice. And if you are on like a sustain heavy build with these thorns, then it is pretty good. The thing that kind of pushes me towards Poison Ivy a little bit is that we already have access to a pineapple, right? So having even just a thorn whip and a pineapple are enough to really help this thing kind of pop off. Or if you're in a Tusk Poker style grindy build, you can look towards the Poison Ivy there. But I think we just have all the makings of wanting to go Beastmaster, right? We have the components to want to go food with the garlic thing, and then the carrot giving us empowered for the thorn bloom, and then the thorn bloom gaining the empowereds off of the big bowl of treats. It's all just a big build around there as far as the bowl is concerned. So that looks good. We'll add the bowl of treats in. I want to be picking up the pineapple at some point here. It's interesting with the time dilator turning up. Since our attacks aren't that important, right? The big reasoning for using the thorn bloom is that it comes out and generates all this health and gives us a bunch of sustain. And so with it attacking slower, it's not that bad. Same thing can kind of be said for the Falcon Blade. So I think we want to take a lock on it. It is a little bit expensive, so we're struggling to pick it up right now, but I think that's definitely where we want to be. And then how many slots? I mean, we've got a handful of slots open here. We should be able to fit everything in the bag this turn without rolling. I knew this was going to be a bit of a struggle. I was hoping that we would be able to get... Oh, hang on. This is probably just better, right? We'll get both the Falcon Blade and the bowl of treats on the pineapple, and then we can still fit the banana in here. Yeah, planned it like that. That's the way I meant for this to go. All right, off to the races. Let's see what we can do here. Caught this guy before he hit his broom. We should definitely be good this round. Starting to see those empowereds kick in as well, which is always nice. Getting up to 15 thorns. Such a big number. Good job, fam. All right, interesting stuff here. There's the Shield of Valor, which we could combine into the Moon Shield. If you're not familiar, the Moon Shield blocks ranged attacks as well. And so if you look at the spiked shield, it only blocks melee attacks, but getting that bigger shield does come in and block ranged attacks, which is quite powerful. Like, we have all the tools that we need for the build now, right? We have our weaponry. We're not going to build any more weapons this game. We've got the big bowl of treats up and running. It's got a nice surround on it. All we're really looking for at this point is sustain, right? So we want additional foods, and we want some of these defensive things. And so I'm kind of on board with picking up the Shield of Valor. We can't quite afford all of this stuff, though. Like, if we're going to go for Time Dilator, we're going to go for the Shield of Valor. We can take a roll and see if a bag turns up. We get access to the fanny pack here, which is just going to have to be good enough for the round. But we're starting to build up some additional slots to get this to get this shield online. Not quite willing to just sell off the spiked shield, though. It's too good at the moment. Let's see here. Got to do a bit of the old rearranging. I was wanting to get the bowl of treats within 2 of the bags, but I guess that's not going to be a thing. We would need to do this, right? We got to shift all of this stuff at the top down one. Now we should be able to get there. Like, we just gotta get our most important items online in there. I think we actually want it to be like this, to where we get the bowl of treats in this way. It's missing one hex at the bottom, which is okay for the moment. This should just help us be good right now, though. So something like this. We've still got 3 hexes behind with the Shield of Valor, which is kind of a bummer, but okay, I think we're good. It's a slightly awkward bag here, but I think I like where we're at. Just trying to see if there's a way to move this spiked shield down a little bit, but I think this is okay. I mean, the important ones here are the bowl of treats and the pineapple, and they're locked and loaded at this point. It's a bummer as we take our time dilator up against a Snecko. I think we're okay. We're healthing up a little bit. Our thorns are jumping up. The poison's jumping up as well. And then we just spiked a big a big 72 damage crit there at the end. That was very close. Okay, how do we feel here? A bunch of not great bags, right? Hardwood just does literal nothing in this build. It only activates on banana and garlic. Don't really want to just pick up 14 armor on one of these. We just have to be picking up stoned here, right? Getting that percentage to stop crits. Ideally, we'll pick up another garlic or something to help that pop off, but very weak set of items. Here, really love to have the glowing crown, but our build's not ready for it. Moving on, here's some decent stuff, right? We almost certainly have to pick up the bag. The flute is interesting in that it gets us that chance to get up to 4 clovers faster, which then lets us generate the empowereds off of the carrot, which then makes our attacks do more and helps us gain more health. So that's kind of important as well. I'm leaning towards maybe we sell the spiked shield and then just pick up the squirrel and the flute. And our bag should work out at that point, right? So we got a flute, we got a squirrel. The flute and something like this. We still short on the hexes? I was looking at the hexes with the with the whatchamacallit, with the smaller shield in mind, and now we've dropped down one. But I think that's okay. Does this thing actually... That's weird. Seeing the stoned being what gets the bonus off of the shield. I guess it does the armor gain off of the stones. The stones wouldn't be doing the armor gain. Interesting. Okay. Well, happy enough here. Let's jump in. We are going to need to clean up these bags probably after this next round. Ooh, this is scary. This guy is right on track to just popping off. We got to gain some health before his crits take us down. Like, if we can gain the health and then have his staminas drop, we're good. All right, cool. Cool. So good stuff. Got a bag, got a blueberries. Need to be picking up some more bags, and then ideally we would need to pick up a something a little bit more defensive. Not quite the time for Wulpentingers. Here's the big bag. Mana Orb is kind of interesting. I'm not opposed to just selling off these clovers. We're not really in the place to pop off with them. And again, like, I'm trying to get in my head that we need to be good now, right? We don't need to be good at the end. We're not building a late game build, and so I think getting that upgrade might be worthwhile here, just to sell off the 2 clovers, pick up the mana orb. The actual sell, maybe we should have just sold the smelly wall instead. It's another pretty good sell in the sense that it's only activating on 1 garlic, and we're probably not going to see any more of them, and so that might have been a mistake there. But we're looking much better inside. I like that these protective purses also give us a little bit of armor at the beginning, so we don't just immediately get domed down. And we're starting to get a nice wrap out here. Okay, that looks good. Let's lock in this pineapple. That's the big build around food for us. I think we're good to go. Okay. All right, up against that high-speed chili pepper. Got him. Nice little takedown. GG, my friend. Okay, so good stuff getting that moon shield in. Definitely taking the squirrel, taking the pineapple is what is a little bit awkward now. We need bag space at this point, and picking up a 7-cost food's not going to do it. So let's take a roll. Excuse me, there's protective purse. Gotta hope we get the impractically large great sword build in this week. It's not happening right now, though. Another pineapple turns up we don't really want, but I do want this cap of resilience. So let's look to get that in the mix. We can get rid of this pocket sand. It's just, you know, we're a sustained build. And so if we're able to push into the late game, we should be okay. And the cap is what's going to help us do that. So we need one more space here. That's probably just time to get rid of the smelly wall, right? It's not doing anything. The stoned works forever to where the smelly wall is just activating off of that one hex. I guess we didn't have to just immediately sell it at that point, but I don't want it anymore. I'm just kind of dunzos with it. Let's see. This looks like it's starting to come together a little bit. Got the second squirrel in there. The carrots not in the perfect place, but kind of okay. And then we'll keep the pineapple locked in. Hopefully we can find another food or another bag in this next round and be okay there. All right, up against the busted blade. Very scary. Glad we got to pick up a helmet as we go against this, but he's just going to nuke us right here in the beginning, huh? Barely survived that second hit, but we're not going to get enough health gain to survive a third one. Oh shit, maybe we are. LOL. LOL, what do I know? What do I know? Beautiful. Beautiful stuff there. We had no business winning that round, and so glad to see that come through. But all right, fairly interesting set here. We have 3 rounds left at the most, 2 if things go well, right? We have 2 hearts left. We have 2 wins left to get to the survival round, and we have this on sale corrupted crystal, which is the actual perfect item for the cap of resilience, right? It allows us to buy time to sustain. So, or I'm sorry, as we like start to sustain out here, and if we get through the beginning of the battle, limiting the buffs onto the opponent and then stealing the rest of them with the squirrel should let us just kind of sustain up through the opponent. But with only a handful of rounds left, I'm not entirely certain that we'll have enough time to actually use this thing, right? If we were in a position to push into the late game, then 100% would be taking the corrupted crystal, but just not convinced at this point. Maybe it's okay. Like, we'll be weak this round, we can use it next round and then be fine. And then if we take the pineapple, we'll have 6 gold left, so we can still roll a little bit. So even if like we roll and hit a potion belt, we can still fit the pineapple in. All right, 4-slot bag will get it done. Do need to do a little bit of rearranging here to get this better. Maybe not. Is that just where we stop? Is it just as easy as putting it down here at the bottom? It doesn't get good hex coverage in this spot, but it is on the falcon blade. It's like 1 on the falcon blade, then 1 on the food. We don't have any of them doubled up. The only other like reasonable place for these pineapples starts to be something like this. Maybe that is okay. Okay, maybe that is a little bit better. Let's get better usage out of this carrot. Move the onion up to the top. Oh, we got the onion on the moon shield now. That's going to be the game breaker. That's what we needed right there. Now we are good to go. All right. So yeah, no like grand improvements this round, but hopefully we'll be better in the next round. What the fuck is this guy even doing? Random cheese on a pyromancer, but also doing mana stuff, also doing bloodthorn stuff. I don't know. I see these builds and I'm just like, what the fuck is this? And we always just lose to them, and so just that's the way the world goes, huh? All right, we got out of that round somehow. Just another one where it would have been, great to have that corrupted cap online. You think he spiked all of these buffs off of I don't know. He doesn't even have a mana orb. Where did all these buffs come from? It wasn't just a Gen lamp. Maybe it was. Just I don't know. I it just feels like we got lucky to get out of that round. All right, let's get this finished off though. We just need one more victory, one more W to call it a day. Acorn collars are kind of rough in this build, right? We don't have any way to generate clovers easily. Just that singular flute, which we can't really count on. I think we want to skip past that here. Definitely want the fanny pack. Not opposed to Wolpentingers, but it's it doesn't currently fit. Like, I'm not willing to sell off the stoned. I think just the rando armor gains we get with the garlic and the flute are enough to keep these crit preventions up. And I think we can let him go. Let's just keep rolling. I don't want to get too crazy with the rolling here, knowing that we're kind of at the end game. But we can't just stop right away. That looks good. There is another flute. We're not going to have the space for it, but we might be able to use it next round. Let's just stop the rolling there. Get this garlic in. Is there a better way to set up this banana? This is probably fine. Probably fine is always good enough, am I right? Alright, let's hit that button. Let's see if we can do it. Didn't feel like we really upgraded this round. I mean, we did get our cap, but it's going to be close. Interesting, up against the same build. I'm not certain who gets up and running first. It turns out to be like a big scaling battle. And then whoever gets to activate more tends to win. It's where our cap should really be coming in strong, preventing a lot of his upgrades. And cool, we got to the final round here, absolutely not pushing forward. I think there's absolutely 0% chance we win any of these final rounds, but this is the idea that I'm really trying to push forward and progress with this. Most of the people I talk to have been really into the idea of just going big every single time and trying to push towards the end, and I think that's probably just a horrible way to play the game. And so, like, as the skills got added in, I think that while it didn't completely pan out over the course of this game, I think that the ideas that we picked up early are exactly on point, right? If you tried to watch the progression that we took through the video, we took the smelly garlic thing early. We know that doesn't build into a late game build. If we wanted to build into late game, we would have taken marksman. So we're kind of hamstringing our late game build right there. As we progressed on, we kind of decided that at the mid game, if we wanted to go towards the real end game kind of stuff, we would need to be going for the Mega Clover. We weren't anywhere near being able to win any rounds with the Mega Clover in our build, so we went towards the food thing, which does not progress towards a big late game build. As we went on and on and on, it's just nothing over the course of this game indicated that we would have a build that would ever make it to the end game. And I think that this is just the absolute perfect way to get here, right? And so there's no real reason to push on. This is it. This is exactly what we build towards, and we stop now. And so I think that that's one of the big decision-making things that really comes out of the skill patch. Not to say that it wasn't a thing before, but I think it's very easy to get in that mindset of saying like, oh, marksman, that's the best one. I take the best one because it's the best, and not really trying to build around all the options that are there. Would have actually been another pretty terrible marksman. I don't think we saw a bow along the entirety of this battle. But nonetheless, good stuff. I had fun with that. Hope you did too, because that is going to do it for us today. So if everyone enjoyed the video, hope you maybe learned a thing or two along the way, and you had a good time watching. This is Busted Me. Thank you for being here.